Hello, everybody. I'm Preston, and this is another edition of Science of Money. This is going to be part 2.2.3 pickup. We are talking about the Matrix. This edition of the show, we are going to talk about the slave ship and other lessons, talking about the red pill system. We talked a little bit about S1 to S2, the connection, and how it's plugged back in, and basically how you're captured into a cycle over a period of time that creates an orbit or basically a loop. So on that note, I'm really glad to be doing this edition. This is edition number 15, and we are starting to really take on popularity locally. I thank everybody in the local area for your support, and I appreciate everybody else that's coming on board with us. This new to what we have going on. Excuse me. Nothing wrong. Just have a slight cough. It's minute. Nonetheless, let's move forward. So, because you came on the show, right, to learn about what? The science of money. And as we always deliver, we're going to teach you that. So, let's get into it. Let's talk about money. Red pill system. Red pill system is an income system. Basically, it can be looked at as a 40-year plan. And it trickles down into the matrix, terminology used in this class, slave ship. And you have the red indicator here. So I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to step across, get on this side. She'll be able to see me clearly and hear me clearly and just follow my hand. So basically, I'm going to explain this part of it because this is very important that you get this, because a lot of us work in these systems, we spend a lot of time in these systems, we give a lot of energy. Keep in mind that money is what? You should know by now if you've been watching this motion. It's opportunity, it is niche, it is energy, and it is yearly flow, M-O-N-E-Y. Keep that in mind. So basically, in the last video, I was talking about how we go to work to generate income, right? And that's the plan, or at least that's your plan. But the matrix is designed with a systematic plan that differs from your idea of what you're going to work to do. So let's get down here. Let's start here. So this represents a yearly, well, actually, this is a monthly income of $1,684. And what that is that person is going to generate that every month over the 12-month cycle, and they wind up here at $20,208 for a whole year worth of work, right? And so you can break that down into about $421 a week. And so that's going to be about what that ends up at. Now, here's the problem with the red pill system. So not only is it elusive, it basically can be adjusted or modified by the controllers of it. And I'm going to get into that in just a minute. But basically, the red pill system coincides with what we talked about in some of the other videos when we talked about starting out 2021, excuse me, I'm going to step over here. We just talked about starting out 2021 at a 20% OPC. And OPC means operating purchasing capital. So just keep that in mind, OPC. So, for example, I have on the board here some results, and I'm going to talk about that toward the end of this lesson. But this person here, it's a real person. That is a guy actually got on the MGMC January 1st, and the results phenomenal, phenomenal, beyond exponential, phenomenal. I mean, flourishing. I mean, skyrocketed. Nonetheless, we'll talk about it in a minute. So let's get back over here, because this is essentially important. So let's say you start out here, you get $1,684. You get that every month. But then what happens in the red pill system is the way it's designed is that everything that you make or that you earn, because you got to remember from the other teachings that you are S1. You know, you are the money, you are the opportunity, you are the niche, you are the energy, and you are certainly use those capabilities into a yearly flow, right? The systems use that. So we had talked about in other videos, how that works. But if you look here, so let's say you own your $1,684. And keep in mind, this is for like the low end income. Not saying anything about anybody's income, but according to the statistics, this is at poverty anyway, or below. And so basically, so you start out here, right, on your job. And then what happens is, so you want to be responsible, whatever. And then so you got rent, it's $950. Then you have another bill for $300, something else for $300. So that pretty much absorbs that $421, right? And you left with with less than 3% or 3% operating purchasing capital for the remainder of the week, maybe about $37. And this becomes a month in, month out, month in, check it out, month out, month in, month out. And so you get it, and it's kind of serves. It'll create a habit actually, if you look at it, and and we may do that in the next video. But so basically, it creates that like a ladder, right? But a ladder of containment inside a system where this becomes a circular, flowing system that's repetitive. And so what happens is, so now you're in the red pill system, you're in this cycle, and as time goes by and you move up through the quarters, what the S2 will do, the controlling party of the red pill system, what they'll do is they'll start to increase stress. So basically, you start going to work, you may get asked to do just stuff is just completely unorthodox, unconventional, makes no sense. And so that generates stress. But none of what you are earning is changed, because they've already decided when they set the system up, and you put yourself in it voluntarily, that is through applying for the job application and taking the job and whatever. And so they know that all they're going to give you for the whole year is $20,000, right? You can probably take out maybe $3,300 taxes. So I mean, it's pretty easily wiped out, pretty easily reduced. And so the illusion is created that you actually are in a system of economic gain and growth and prosperity. The dream, right? But in reality, this system is slowly taking away from you what? Your emotion, your opportunity, your niche. Is certainly depletes your energy. And then we already see on the board that this continues. You're in, you're out. You're in, you're out. share this information with 30,000 people a year here at the Science of Money with these free classes. Why is that? Why is that important? So now, if I may, I'm gonna turn to this part. This is why it's important. So this person was in this system, and they too, like a lot of people that have actually watched the videos, uh, they actually got on the MGMC. Now everything that this on this channel is truthful. Uh, it's based on integrity. There is nothing arbitrary uh, in our numbers. There is no inflation. None of that. Keep in mind, our objective is to teach 30,000 people a year about saving money using the MGMC. And if you get it and you follow it, you'll get results. So results do vary. You know what I mean? But you'll get the results that you set out to get. Guaranteed. You know, if you get it and you let us prepare it for you and you set your savings goal, you're faithful to it, you're going to get exponential results. So without further ado, let me share this with you because this is why we educate. This is why you hear so much about MGMC, TSOM. So TSOM, MGMC, and that the Science of Money, Money Goal Management Chart. So the one that we designed for you was about the same size. It's different. But this right here is a proof that what we're doing works. That what we're doing here is a plan. It's a proven plan to financial wealth. You know what I mean? To self-generating wealth. Excuse me. So how does it work? So basically, this person here, they got on the MGMC January 1st, 2021. This is God's honest truth. When they started, they had $5. They had a $5 balance. In this column here, you'll see that they had plans to save $5,000 a year, which came to this number. And that was the objective. So the objective was, in order to meet that, they'd have to do $416 a month, right? Okay, so got on the MGMC, doors open up, and we just want to thank wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and the Father for blessing us to be able to do this. But basically, doors open up. And 51 days later, this is the God's honest truth. This person, the board shows that they actually saved $10,424. Now, keep in mind, that was the gross amount that they actually had for over that they got within 51 days. 51 from $5. This is the actual growth number, and it's a plus, and it's huge. It's exponential upon exponential upon exponential. Okay, so basically, this is the result in this person's situation. This is what happened, and this is actually truthful. Why did that happen? Because, and we talked about in this video, I'm assuming not in this video, but in a previous video, we had used this board here. And we talked about no action is equal to the same thing, right? And then we talked about action is equal to motion, and how the motion will equal a plan is equal to motion and action, right? And that created a free path flow system, which ends here. And so basically this person followed that. They followed it. They got the MGMC. They, set a savings goal. Was faithful to it, and this is where they ended up at 51 days later, and this is God's honest truth. You know what I mean? I'm not here to try to sell you a product. I'm not here to uh, market something to you. I'm here to share with you on the Science of Money, here on the Nubian Science channel, that we have a pathway. We've been blessed with a pathway to wealth. I mean, it works. It works. It produces exponential results. And all you have to do, you know what I mean, is just reach out to us. Send us an email at mgmc@mail.com. If you're not comfortable with the email, hey man, give us a call. 214-944-0328. And we'll get you started. We'll get you started. We'll get your board made. We'll get you on the road to your savings goal, and then in 60 days we'll report it. If you with your consent, if this person gave us consent, and they paid for this, what I mean, we actually work with them basically on doing this, and they paid for it, so we put it on the show because they as well as I wanted to share and show proof and show proof. And so on that note, how did that happen? So we've talked about uh, in previous lessons the flow of money, but I want to stay exclusively with the matrix side. So how did that happen? So this person, whether they knew it or not, being in this system, realized at some point that the only person that could change directions to get going in a different path was actually them, and nobody else could do it. Now, somebody else may have, the blueprint for your success and say, hey, you know what, this works, this will work for you, but they can't take it and do it for you. You have to take it and do it for yourself. And so we have the blueprint. It's called the Money Goal Management Chart. And we designed it for you. It shows you the way you follow it, boom, and you're on your way out of the red pill system and over to the blue, which we'll get into when we get over to that side of the lesson. So on that note, the red pill system basically, as you go through the quarter, so this is your first 4 weeks, second, third. So typically what happens is you got two things happening. You started out here with a 20% OPC, right? But what's happening is, so now these lines are driving. So what starts to happen is around the third quarter, you have a crossing, right? Your income level is not going up, but your work stress load is going up. Your stress load from bills and the anxiety that most share of not being able to meet the bills and obligations is going up. And so now you are creating a self-destructive system, that's far away from the dream, and most so toward a nightmare that's going to ultimately end in depletion and demise. And so and it's pretty much all right here. And so this, man, people stay in this system here 25, 30, 35, 40 years. Even today, you see a lot of people that's well past the time of retirement still working. Why is that? I don't think anybody wants to do something, just beyond the time of, having to do it, unless, it's just they do it for enjoyment or pleasure. I don't know of too many people that do that. So, but nonetheless, why is it so important? Why is it so important? This is important because we hand our children up to the system in ignorance. Keep in mind the children is the offspring of us, so we're S1, and S1 is the key component, the central component. Keep in mind that everything operates through you. You are the money. You understand? Without you, it's nothing happening. So S1 is the key component. So if S1 is cultivated into the matrix, the red pill side, indoctrinated through business policies and uh, job orientations, and all of the stuff you go through, and then you go out in the field and you actually demonstrate how well you've learned to roll, whatever, and you conform to the ideology of the company's mission, uh, and go along, right? And what happens is over the course of time, you wind up basically stuck in this system. So your S1 is depleted, your motion, your opportunity, your niche, your energy, and your yearly flow is gone. And at the end of that journey, you end up at that same cycle, that 3%, same cycle, over and over and over and over again. Why? Because it's the matrix. It's a red pill. It's a pathway to enslavement. I mean, they kind of get you both ways because you're going to them for your income, and then you're going to them for your entertainment. You're going to them for all your commodities. I mean, they pretty much just, bam, got you on both sides, right? No, they actually don't. Because thanks to the MGMC, uh, we now have a way out. We now have a way out. I guarantee you it works. You know what I mean? I'll stake my life on it. It works. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, I want you to think about it between the time of watching this video and the time that we do the next. Uh, and I want you to reach out because life is really a matter of choice. I mean, it's a few, maybe five. I say 4% people that's controlling mass wealth, and what the rest is in here. You're in here, and the majority of those that's in this system, because I talk to them pretty much every day. You know what I mean? When we're out in the field, um, they don't have a way out. They don't. You ask most people, hey man, could I borrow 50 bucks? And you're not trying to be funny, but a typical person probably is just not in a position to do it. It's not because they don't want to help. It's because they're in a system that they're not even aware of that's designed to keep them just over broke or dead end. You know what I mean? Rat race, red pill system. Now for the higher income earners, and you say, well, no, that don't affect me because I make way more than that. Well, yeah, that may be true, but what typically happens is you're still consuming more. So your S1 uh, 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 return on your own effort in the S2 system, even if you earn 3 or 4 times that amount, you're still consuming more. So you're buying bigger things, you're buying bigger houses, bigger cars, you're creating bigger debt. So it's still the same thing because even if you're earning mass amounts of money and you don't have a systematic strategy to capture the flow of it, behind the science of it, then ultimately what? You end up in the same place because you got to keep in mind it's not the end result. It's not the tangible thing. You know what I mean? the printed ink and paper. We're talking about the science of how money works, the science of how it's captured, the science of how it grows exponentially. You know what I mean? In the science of it, science of money. So, on that note, I just really want to thank everybody for tuning in. I know uh, what we're doing is new to a lot of people. Some people never heard of me, of Nubian Science Channel, of TSOM, MGMC, any of these terminologies. But this is a platform that we are using to share with the world this teaching technology, this radically changing lives, including my own. And so, on that note, I want to say thank you once again. We're gonna get ready to song. Uh, in summary, keep in mind, red pill system, it's a income system. Everybody goes into it to get money. Uh, but it is, the matrix, so it's a slave ship. They typically get you with the set income structure, which is okay. We'll do this 1,684. I think that's equates to just a little bit over poverty, and then you jump into it, and they get the bonus of not only the physical part of you, but they get to utilize those psychological properties that you have up there, and harvest all of that from you over a period of time, and then when it's all said and done, you end up pretty much broke, depleted, and more often than not in a very uncomfortable situation. So that's the red pill side. The blue we won't get into. You see this information, I'm sure, but we won't get into that until we actually get to that part of the lesson. This in between, as I said, I would elaborate on this at the end. So this is just a true person. This is actual. This did happen over the course of 51 days. I'm a witness to it. I raised my right hand to God, and, just the truth. Uh, and in 51 days, so this person started out as $5. They had $5 prior to getting on the MGMC, and they got on the MGMC, stayed faithful to it. They're still faithful to it, and this is their 51-day report. And these people got $10,000 out of this in a month. See what I'm saying? In a month, actually 51 days, so right up under 2 months. So that's about $5,212. That's phenomenal. It's unheard of. And so here's the number. It's unheard of. And so this is why we're encouraging, get on board. Because the thing of it is you're the only person that can make you wealthy. I can't make you wealthy. I can share wealth and wealth of information with you that you can applicate in your personal life to bring about the result. But you got to do this. You know what I mean? And so that's what we are here for, to share uh, and to just promote Nubian Science, TSOM, MGMC, and just live rich. This year is the year. This year is the year. So keep in mind, our goal is to reach 30,000 people a year to teach them saving money using the MGMC, designed exclusively by Nubian Science. And on that note, I want to say thank you. I want to say thanks so much. And we will see you next time. I'm your host, Preston, and this is another edition of Science of Money.